All right, y'all, let's get real for a sec. Growing up, nobody told us that adulting was basically a never ending to do list of bills, budgeting, and trying to balance a million things at once. One minute you're living that carefree high school life, and the next thing you know, you're out here paying rent, trying to figure out taxes, and wondering why no one ever taught us this stuff in school. Welcome to Wisdom from the Porch with GP, where heartfelt stories meet timeless advice. Now let's embark on this journey together, shall we? I have 3 kids myself who are all in their early 30s, and they're all parents. In this episode of Wisdom from the Porch, we're diving into the struggles of adulting, to keeping up with bills, to managing your money like a grown-up, and how to actually balance life without feeling like you're drowning in responsibilities. Whether you're just getting started in your 20s or trying to find a better groove, I got you. So let's start with the basics. Adulting is basically keeping up with the bills and making sure your budgeting game is on point. But why does it feel so overwhelming? Spoiler alert, it's because nobody taught us this stuff, or at least most of us weren't taught this stuff growing up. I know I wasn't. We're all out here trying to navigate paying rent, utilities, credit card bills, student loans, and somehow still finding enough cash for fun things like brunch with friends or that weekend trip you've been saving for. Managing money can feel like a full-time job on top of, your actual job. But here's the key. Budgeting doesn't have to be painful. It's all about getting organized and making a plan that works for you. Whether you're using an app or going old school with a spreadsheet, budgeting helps you get a handle on where your money is going and how to avoid that "why am I broke before payday" struggle. We'll break down the 50-30-20 rule. 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% savings and debt. Why emergency funds are a must, and how to still have fun without blowing your budget. Because yes, you can adult and still live your best life. Adulting isn't just about money, though. It's about balancing life, too. Sure, you've got bills to pay, but you're also trying to maintain relationships, stay healthy, kill it at work, and maybe even have a little bit of time left for hobbies or a Netflix binge. It's a lot. Raise your hand if you've ever felt like you're drowning in responsibilities, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't get everything done. Same. The struggle is real. Between trying to juggle work, bills, and the never-ending pressure to be productive, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And when you're stressed, it feels like everything, from managing money to keeping your social life intact, falls apart. Suddenly, you're caught in a cycle of feeling behind and out of control. This episode dives into the real conflict of adulting, the constant juggling act of managing time, money, relationships, and mental health. If you've ever found yourself wondering how everyone else seems to have it all together while you're over here just trying to figure out how to pay rent and hit the gym, trust me, you're not alone. So here's the good news. Adulting doesn't have to be a constant uphill battle. The key to thriving, not just surviving, is finding balance. In this episode, I share tips on how to create a weekly routine that keeps your finances in check without sacrificing your social life or mental health. It's all about setting up systems to keep you on track. Automate your bill payments so you never miss a due date. Set reminders for when you need to check in on your budget. And most importantly, schedule time for you. Whether that's a self-care Sunday, a regular gym session, or a hangout with your besties, you deserve to enjoy life too. When you start getting intentional with your time and money, you'll realize that adulting isn't as scary as it seems. Sure, it takes some planning, but once you've got a system in place, you'll feel more in control and less stressed about keeping everything together. And trust me, nothing feels better than knowing you're handling business and still having time for fun. At the end of the day, adulting is about finding what works for you. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, or maybe you're trying to figure out how to save while still enjoying your 20s. Either way, this episode of Wisdom from the Porch with GP reminds you that adulting is a process. Nobody has it all figured out, and that's okay. The purpose of this episode is to help you feel empowered to take control of your money, your time, and your life without burning out. From learning how to budget to making sure you're balancing work and play, I'm here to remind you that you're not alone in this journey. We're all figuring out how to balance life, one bill at a time. So take a deep breath. You've got this. Adulting might be hard, but with a little planning, some smart budgeting, and a focus on balance, you can slay this phase of life like a boss. And that's our time today. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you'd like to get in touch with me, email me at chatswithgp@gmail.com and follow me on my socials under the name thatbassvoice. And remember, no matter where life takes you, from my heart to yours, keep thriving.